Blacksmiths everywhere.
What's
I
up?
need you to stand up.
Yes, sir.
The time has come where we are back together, my friends.
And that time is now.
Right now.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh.
What's up?
It's been a great couple of weeks since our last recording.
Yeah, it really has been.
Has been a lot of stuff has gone down. A lot of interesting stuff in the news.
Yeah, the world is getting the world is just an interesting place, man.
I think it always has been, but
Yeah.
we're just kind of opening our eyes to it recently.
I definitely agree with that. We got a lot to present today. A very fun day going on. But Chris, what's good with you, man? What's new? What's going on?
Not too much, man. Just another day in the life, Yeah, just the summer is here, so I'm really excited about that. I'm a tropical brother.
Okay.
So
you seem like a tropical brother.
Why? Thank you. The warmth and the sunlight. That's my essence right there.
I dig it.
We are children of the sun.
We really are.
So yeah, I'm loving it.
Yeah, that's what gives us our melanin.
Yes,
that's what gives us our beauty or part of it.
Yeah, not only us.
Every
every living organism here on the planet is here because not only God, but because of the sun.
That's right.
The sun is a life giver.
That's right. Well, I mean, God created the sun.
Yeah, exactly. So it all goes back to the source.
Exactly.
That's evident.
Yes, sir.
But yeah. I love that sun. I love that sun. So I'll be hitting the beach a lot more. I've hit it a couple of times over the past month. I'll be hitting it a lot more in the months to come. And yeah, I'm loving it.
Okay. You have a favorite beach?
I'm going to say Playa del Rey is pretty nice.
Playa del Rey is pretty dope.
Yeah, it's like secluded.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's a lot of real estate. So if you go out there, you can be alone, to yourself for the most part. You won't have to deal with trying to find a good space.
Yeah, it's definitely a dope beach. I like the vibe at Dock Wilder.
Dock Wilder is nice.
Yeah, it's got a good vibe out there.
I like the fire pits.
Mm-hmm. You can't beat that.
Yeah, that's great. There's nothing that beats a bonfire in my eyes.
Oh yeah, so absolutely. Chilling with a couple of friends. You got your marshmallows, your hot dogs, or what have you. And
don't forget your Four Locos.
Yeah, don't forget your Four Locos. Damn, Four Locos.
Oh yeah, man,
bro.
No beach bonfire is complete without one.
A Four Loco. Yeah, that is not an advertisement for Four Locos, by the way.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. They don't even make them the same.
They don't, right? To, so. Yeah, they used to make them a lot stronger.
All right. Yeah.
And then this younger generation just couldn't handle their liquor.
Nah. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that's part of it.
We were not handling it very well.
No. Yeah, but that's crazy. That took me back for a second.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe we never go back to those days. That was a lot of debauchery.
Yeah, Lord deliver me from a Four Loko. Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, my week's been pretty good too, man. It's been a very, very relaxing time. Like you said, the summer is here. It's just a different feeling when you get to this part of the year. Like you can, it's so tangible,
100%.
People just seem to be nicer, more talkative. You feel it in the air. It's like it's nice, man.
Yeah, things seem like limitless during the summer. There's so many possibilities in the air and the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's what life's all about. And speaking of limitless possibilities, why don't we start into this day in history?
Let's do it.
Let's hop right in. Okay, so for me today, on this day in history, today was the first successful ascent of Denali, otherwise known as Mount McKinley. So on June 7th, 1913, Hudson Stuck, an Alaskan missionary, leads the first successful ascent of Denali, formerly known as Mount McKinley. And it is the highest point on Earth, on the North American continent at 20,320 feet. That's a high distance, man.
It is.
It's a high point.
It is. What's the highest that you've ever been?
I had like 4 blunts and
I was gonna say something similar.
Right?
I'm disappointed that you beat me to
Oh,
it.
you set me up, man. I had to take it. I mean, I love to hike though. I love to hike. I love getting out there.
And you have no idea what the highest height you've been.
I would have to say probably to the Hollywood sign, to be honest. I mean, unless
You don't know how high that is.
I don't know how high that is, to be honest. Unless like Sturdivant Falls, like that area over there counts, but I'm not sure that it does.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know the elevations of these 2 points, but I feel like they're probably the highest up that I've hiked. One being Mission Peak in Fremont, up in the Bay Area.
Okay.
That shit's high. It's got to be the highest I've climbed. I'm gonna get back to you on how high it is.
Okay.
If I had to guess, how many miles up was the Mount Denali or feet? It's 20,000.
20,000 feet.
If I had to guess, Mission Peak is 80,000.
What? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You climbed higher than Mount McKinley? I mean, you might have felt that high when you were high climbing that mountain, but...
If I had to guess, this is just, I'm throwing out a number just based on how strenuous it was and how steep it was. I know it's 5 miles of a hike just going up one way.
Okay.
It's pretty steep. I'm going to say that it had to be about 7,000 miles. 7,000 miles, excuse me. 7,000 feet up.
Bro, 7,000. You in space now, bro? Like, you are like in
deep
space.
I'll be hiking, bro. I'll be hiking.
You don't know, but I be hiking. Okay, I dig that. So 7,000 feet.
Yeah.
So I do have to take mine back though. Now that I'm thinking about it. So I once did Mount Wilson, the Mount Wilson Trail.
Where's that?
That one gets pretty high. So that's kind of like towards Azusa area.
Okay.
Like in that general direction.
Right.
And that one was 5,000. So like 5,712 feet. So I climbed that peak, and man, I was being a fool. Somebody was like, "Hey, let's climb Mount Wilson." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and we went all the way up, and it started snowing. And I was like, "I need to go."
It started snowing?
It started snowing, bro. It was like we were in the snow.
This is in L.A.
This is in. So I'm telling you, man. Like, yes,
this sounds fantastical.
It was fantastic, but not fantastical. I'm telling you, it was insane. So we were like in the snow, and then they were like, "Are you okay?" And me, I didn't want to be a punk, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine, I'm good." But man, was I ready to get down. That was an insane hike. But
Are you sure it's 5,000 feet up?
I'm positive, yeah.
I just looked it up on Wikipedia, and you know how trustworthy that site is. It says it's 1,700 feet up.
Well, I'm looking at Mount Wilson, the hikingguy.com.
Oh.
So like an actual
he's probably pretty credible.
Yes, sir. And that's at its highest point is 5,712 feet.
Well, your hike makes my hike seem like a little bitch, because
well, you know,
because according to Siri,
Siri don't lie.
What's it called? Mission Peak is only 2,500 feet up.
Oh, it's only 2,500 feet up. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you was, I thought you hiked, bro. I'm just saying, I thought you hiked.
I thought I'd be hiking too. Siri thinks otherwise.
Siri said, cut that shit out. Stop lying.
Yeah. Another cool hike that I've done, I'm pretty sure is really high up there, is Echo Park. Is Echo Mountain.
Where's Echo Mountain?
Echo Mountain's kind of like in the Altadena, like, forest or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
that sounds familiar, actually.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty popular hike, and it's really cool because when you get up there, there's like a old ass hotel.
Oh, that's scary.
That's no longer, like, it's torn down and everything. Still scary.
Yeah, that doesn't make it any better.
But there's also train tracks that I guess there was a train that went up there at one point, and so it's kind of cool. You're just seeing like these ruins of what used to be.
Wow, so like Hills Have Eyes type stuff.
I haven't seen that movie.
Chris, you don't watch scary movies, bro.
I try to avoid them.
Why, man?
You got to be careful what you intake into your eye gate.
So for all of our blacksmiths out there, Chris is he's definitely afraid of horror stories. So if you guys ever want to get the jump on him, I'm telling you, it's not that hard. It's not that hard.
I ain't never scared.
Unless it's a scary movie.
What was I going to say? Why did we start talking about scary movies?
Because it was like The Hills Have Eyes. You've never seen The Hills Have Eyes.
Gotcha.
And I can't believe you've never seen. That's like an iconic, like, American movie.
Yeah.
It's almost like a rite of passage.
I'm going to have to take the L on that.
Yeah.
I don't have a rebuttal.
That's okay. We're going to get you there.
I appreciate it. Appreciate your patience, Blacksmiths.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how we do in the blacksmith community. We stick together.
That's right.
We uplift each other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Enter catchy phrase here.
Yes.
We gonna think of something.
Yeah.
Speaking of hikes, though, me and Sylvia one time we had gone on this like crazy hike. It was somewhere in like, I feel like it was in Altadena, like the Altadena area.
Okay.
And we were just driving in that area, and we saw this trailhead, and we just decided to be spontaneous, do something spontaneous, and we just walked out. I think we had just came from church, so we were still in our church clothes, and like the leaves were falling. It was like late fall, so it was kind of cloudy. The leaves were like falling, and there was a little bit of rain, and we went up, and man, it had to have been the most beautiful hike that I have ever been on. It was insanely gorgeous.
You don't remember what the trail was?
And to this day, I don't. Neither of us do. And we swore that we would remember the name, but we can't find it. We don't know.
Have you tried to physically go back and find it?
I wouldn't know where to go. We were just like driving on like one of those back roads in like Pasadena, and we found it.
Maybe it never happened. Maybe it's all in your head.
I mean, it could have been, but we both experienced it though.
That can happen between two separate entities. They can. I mean, sorry
like
to go.
A mass hallucination, or
yeah. I mean, this is going kind of somewhere that this conversation probably didn't need to go. But like Demolition Man, right? You remember in Demolition Man?
I don't know if is that the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
Sylvester Stallone.
That's the Sylvester Stallone movie. Okay.
And Wesley Snipes.
Oh yeah, that was the crazy kung fu. That was like Wesley
movie,
Snipes, bro. He was like the assassin, right?
Yeah, good ass movie.
That was a good ass
movie. Sylvester Stallone was like the time cop because they could like go into different dimensions or time zones or something like that. But
that was like late 80s, right?
I want to say it was early. I want to say it was early 90s, early to mid 90s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just. I mean, I thought it was so cool because Wesley had like a fucking orange. He had an orange high top.
Yeah,
with a big ass part
dope.
It was dope.
Sir. That was pretty sick.
It was really, and he was fucking stuff up. So
yeah, he was.
Yeah, that was cool. But in that movie, it was supposed to be. It was set in like probably 2020 or something like that.
Right, exactly.
We have all these technological innovations, which we do actually.
I mean, we have something cool, but not like that.
But like him and Sandra Bullock were able to have a intimate experience with each other, separate or remotely, by putting on like these helmets. It was pretty much VR, but it was virtual. But you were able to like feel each other.
Right, I remember that.
What I mean?
Yeah.
But so back to the hiking thing, it might have not happened. It might have just been a simulation.
Okay.
Of sorts.
Right. Well, I'm still waiting to wake up, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, hey, live the dream, brother. Live the dream.
I mean, honestly, I'm definitely living a dream. And if I get to spend another day with baby girl, look, I don't want to wake up.
Shameless plug.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no shame.
I see.
Yes, sir. Baby, I'm thinking about you.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Well, for my on this day today, we had a monumental Supreme Court decision in 1965 that made it legal for contraception to be used within the marriage.
Speaking about couples.
Yeah, right. Damn, you're better at the segues than I am.
Well, thank you, sir.
I definitely should have used that as a segue.
Well, there's an old saying that us Blacksmiths say. It goes iron sharpens iron.
There it is.
Yes,
Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Oh man, hey, the blacksmith community is going to be just so fired.
Yo, we gonna kill it.
I mean, honestly, we're off to a really great start.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I mean, you got two great spokesmen, such as ourselves,
Yes, sir.
to lead the way. So
We will be your guide.
yes, but yeah. Before that, it was illegal to use birth control if you were married.
Only if you were married. So if you were like single, could you use it?
I think so.
That's so wild to me.
Yeah. I mean, but back then the government had a much longer arm, I suppose, into our personal lives,
And they were more traditional.
and very much so traditional.
Yeah, religious.
Religiously based law and whatnot. So yeah, I mean,
that-
the
that
law
had
of the
to-
land was to go in raw. I didn't say it. That was Uncle Sam.
That was a law of the land. Was to go in raw.
I didn't make this up.
That's not
I
raw.
could-
It's the law. That's funny.
If it's raw, then it must be the law.
Baby, I'm going in raw because it's the law.
It's my solemn duty
to please that booty. Oh man, that was perfect.
That's
that's interesting to me.
So
though.
yeah, folks, you guys, men everywhere and couples everywhere, you can thank the Supreme Court for your, ability to enjoy each other to the fullest extent.
Thank you, government. But that was during that has to have been like before the separation of church and state, right? Or right around that time.
I believe the separation of church and state happened in the very beginning of the Constitution or of the nation.
Really?
Yeah,
It's interesting.
That's embedded in the Bill of Rights.
Okay. Okay. Or was it maybe like when they took prayer out of schools? Was it around that time? Because I feel like a lot
great
of those
question.
changes happened
That's a great
around
question.
the same time.
Around the 60s, 70s, absolutely. That was the counterculture. Everything changed.
Right.
So yeah, I would imagine that's definitely when it happened, which is weird because if there was a separation between church and state from the inception of the country, why would there still be praying in
the schools.
public schools?
Well, sometimes it takes a while to catch up to things.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But yeah, this was right on the back of the civil rights movement, so there was a lot of radical changes going on. Radical, to if you can call strapping up radical.
It's some people it is though.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
you're right.
To some people it's unfathomable.
Right.
It's like what? You
Yes,
said
it's.
you want me to do, huh?
I'm sorry. Come again.
It just comes to you. Said what? You gonna put what on my what? A piece of huh? Yeah, man. I'm all for whatever you want to do in your bedroom is your business with you and your partner. If y'all want to wrap it up. If you want to go raw doggy, then yeehaw, man. Yeehaw. Do your thing.
Do it.
Do your thing.
Do it to it.
Do it to it.
So what else has been going on in the news? Well, what's been catching your eye? So what's been grabbing hold of your ears?
Well, let's tackle the elephants in the room. The poop on the foot.
Poop on the foot.
Yeah, or on the bed, I should say. The Amber Heard trial has finally ended.
Yeah.
Man.
What was the verdict?
The verdict was she shot the bed.
She shot the bed.
Boy, did she shit the bed.
Now she's got to clean it up, huh?
Yeah, for real. So she owes Johnny Depp something like $10 million.
Was it that much?
It was 15 at first.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. But
It's
she
15.
countersued him, right?
She countersued him and won and received $1 million.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
A little discount on
Yeah, a little bit.
what she's got to pay.
Yeah, exactly.
sucks.
Wasn't much. But her lawyers and herself came out and said she wasn't going to be able to pay it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She
She's
said,
got
well,
no money in the bank.
she ain't got it like that.
Damn.
She said all that, the $3 million that she was supposed to get to charity, she had spent it.
she was supposed to give money to charity and spent it. Was that?
Oh, you didn't hear that?
No, I didn't hear that part. There's a lot
man.
of details in this case that I didn't receive.
I mean, and that's not you're not worse off for it, to be honest. This really captivated the country, and I feel like it was kind of a waste of our times.
Yeah, I kind of saw that, and which made me not feed into it. But there was always something on my feed coming up talking about it.
Right.
But yeah. Why do you think that is that it captivated the nation as much as it did?
Well, I think number one, anytime the nation needs a distraction, they're gonna get a distraction.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it was we had a lot going on lately with gas and Ukraine and everything. I think it was definitely a good distraction from all of that. Number two, also, it's a pretty high profile, divorce. It's Johnny Depp, who is, who's always been a star, who's like one of the biggest stars in the world.
Right.
So this was a really, really big thing. And then it also highlights the domestic violence issue, but from the opposite side.
Do you think that's a representative issue?
In what way? What do you mean by that?
Do you think it's representative of the nation? Do you think like there's actually a large number of cases where a woman is the aggressor in domestic violence?
Large number? I don't know. More than there's currently being purported, currently being more than the light is currently being shown on. Yes.
Yeah. Do you think it's an issue that needs to be raised?
I think so. Yeah, because yes, I'm all for equal rights. I'm all for women's rights. I'm all against domestic violence, man against the woman. But it's never talked about. That sometimes it is the woman. I have a coworker who has told me about her own sister who abuses her husband, who has had some domestic issues because she's mentally ill, but yet before she had gotten involved, they had taken the son from the husband. They had completely only listened to the sister, the female, and then not until she came out, man, did they really take a deeper look into this case and give the baby back to the husband, and then finally say, okay, no, she has some genuine issues, and start to take actions against her. So I mean, it happens. It's out there,
Yeah, and that's super unfortunate that I guess it's the law is set up in a way that automatically tilts in favor of women when it comes to custody and when it comes to domestic violence, because I'm going to guess that this individual that you brought up probably doesn't call the cops in these domestically violent situations, because when they show up, the rule is, I don't know if this is nationwide or just here in the state, but if the cops show up in a domestic violence charge, somebody has to go to jail.
Really?
Because they have to separate you guys. They can't leave you in the house together after they just got called out there. Tensions are still hot. They'd be negligent to not do something to prevent the two from killing each other or hurting each other further.
Right.
So if they get called, somebody has to go to jail. And generally speaking, it's going to be the male. Bias ensues, and they're going to take the male to jail.
Yeah, that is so unfortunate. But you're absolutely right. I had no idea that was a rule, but I can see how it would be. I can see how it'd be the man who's always being taken to jail versus the woman, because history, right? I guess it's the stereotype, right? So that men are bigger and stronger, and we're more aggressive than women are. But man, there are some crazy women out there. There are some men beaters, for lack of a better term. There's some women actually out there doing raw.
They should come out with like a shirt, like a sleeveless shirt called a man beater. A feminine friendly,
but it's like a
wife beater.
It's like, what do you call it? Like a
halter top, or it's a crop top.
Yo, we stay on the same page.
Right,
bro. We stay on the same page.
Hey, Bron's Room man beater's coming out soon.
Oh, yes, that's another T-shirt. That's another T-shirt right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, we got the merch coming. We got the merch coming.
Do you want to look like trash?
Are you tired of being manhandled by your woman? You need to purchase one of these, or man beaters.
Let people know who wears the pants in the house. Mm-hmm. Man beaters.
I mean, I would rock that just for like promotional purposes.
Yeah, you would rock a cropped.
Yeah, for promotional purposes.
Okay,
Absolutely. Yo,
it might.
if some of our blacksmiths want to see what it looks like on a real man, let me know. Yeah, that's funny though. But yeah, I mean, yeah, all jokes aside though, it is like a genuine, like serious issue though. But I think it really shone light on that it's not just the woman, you know?
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's also that thing there where it's like believe women
Right.
all of the time, every time.
Right.
You know? And it's like, why?
Yeah, right.
You know, so women don't lie? I don't understand that, you know? Like women.
I mean, I get the campaign for that because during that time, the atmosphere was very tilted against women, you could say, in that, you know, a lot of the accusations that were being posed were being ignored or not investigated. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's lots of examples of like, you know, prior to this era that we're in right now, where a lot of college rape purportedly was happening, but campuses weren't really taking it seriously.
Right. And I'm not saying don't investigate it, but that's exactly that's what I'm saying. Investigate it, you know? Don't just blindly believe one side, because that's not going to benefit.
Justice is supposed to be blind.
Exactly. So investigate it, you know. But, you know, we're biased.
Yeah.
We're human beings. That's what we do.
Yeah. Speaking of all this hoopla, have you heard about Thank you.
Absolutely.
Have you heard about Deshaun Watson?
No. Oh, he got another case, right?
I think there was one more added to his rap sheet.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is. So, and there's a big outlash, or there's a lot of people upset because
he's still playing, right?
Well, he just signed a really big contract, like a really big contract. I think it's the biggest contract in the NFL right now.
Really?
I might be wrong about that, but I believe it's I don't know how many years it is. I think it might be 4 year or 5 years for $230 million. I think it's the Aaron Rodgers held the biggest contract before Deshaun's, and
that's crazy.
He now holds that record.
That's great. Just give me like two.
Right.
Give me one. All right. Look, I'll be fine with that. That's crazy. What?
Yeah, but there's a lot of outlash or backlash for it because, you know, while this case is ongoing, you know, this man is getting seemingly rewarded for, at the very least, inappropriate behavior.
So let me ask you this though: Does that make it seem more like the fact that there's another case? Mm-hmm. Does that further the accusation that he's a terrible person, or does that detract? Because like,
to me, it makes him more
guilty.
It gives the appearance of more guilt to me.
Okay,
and I assume the rest of the nation.
Okay. Because I mean, one could say, man, you just got this $200 million 5-year deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me try to hop in on this.
Oh, I see.
You know?
Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
Right.
You're completely right.
And I'm not. Look, I don't know what happened. I'm not saying one way or the other, but I'm just saying investigate everything. And look, you know, Deshaun Watson, man, if you did these things, bro, man, you need Jesus.
You need
Jesus, brother. You need to be chilling next to R, and we're not gonna finish the rest of that. My mind's telling me no.
Well, R. Kelly is a different beast. That's a different beast.
That's a different beast altogether.
He's a different beast altogether.
But I mean, either way, though,
24 accusations, 24 incidences of inappropriate behavior is a lot. But again, who knows who's telling the truth? None of us were there. We don't know. But, you know, hopefully there's a thorough investigation happening. And
how many times can you say it was an accident?
I don't know, dog. I mean...
Oh, I'm sorry, baby.
I'm sorry. Well, okay, so apparently details have come out from one accuser that she, you know, admits to, I believe. that they had a sexual relationship. They had, and let me say this correctly. They had a sexual time,
Interesting.
day, moment,
So how long was it?
period. I think it was just a one and done type thing.
Okay, so they had
But
sex
they
before.
had consensual sex.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
But see, that casts doubt on your entire accusation.
Exactly. So
But even then, that gets murky, right? So if we're playing devil's advocate, and if we're playing both sides, right, and we're trying to look at it objectively, you can say, just because you had one consensual moment doesn't mean that every moment after that has been consensual.
very true. No, 100%. But from what I am under the impression of, is that both the massage and the consensual sex were a one and done type thing.
Interesting.
I mean, he had a lot of masseuses, so there's
Apparently.
the chances of him going back to one,
Right.
It seemingly rare.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's what makes this whole case, all these cases, if it's kind of the same thing, which I'm assuming it is, NFL star, you know what I mean. There's probably a lot of consensual sex happening between people he's dealing with.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it seems like it's a part of the culture, right?
Yeah, I mean, just massage parlors
Yeah,
in general,
right.
have
happy endings, right?
The air of some type of sex work going on in there.
Well, it's a very sensual service, right? Getting massaged, is not unsensual.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever gotten a massage before, but
No, definitely. I was rock hard every time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Every time. Yeah, it's not an unsensual thing. So yeah, it comes with the territory.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. So
And there was a time where it was actually legal.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was before regulation, before it was actually just like made illegal. So it was never like explicitly legal. It just
Right.
wasn't illegal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think both parties, Deshaun and the 24 accusers, I think this is a learning lesson for not only those two parties, but everybody.
For real. 24
you know,
accusers.
I mean, if you're a man or a client in these situations, you got to be on your best behavior, man.
For real.
You don't know how somebody is going to take an advance or just take anything that you do. So
Any
you
sort of
really just got to
innuendo or
be as smart as possible. Like, there can't be any physical touching of any sort. You on her. Yeah, you just got to you got to walk on eggshells when you're going into these situations, these sensitive situations.
Yeah, be respectful, bro.
Yeah.
Be respectful. I get that you're in a position of power, bro, but if you're in such a position to where you can't explicitly understand what's happening, to where these kinds of miscommunications happen
All the time.
you know what I'm saying, all of the time, bro, you doing something wrong, man. Like 24?
Yeah, that's a lot. But on the other end, because there is ambiguity when it comes to relations.
Right. So you're saying what? There's like a massage parlor union, and they got together, and it was like.
Well, I just think on the individual, we can all take more accountability, and that's not to victim blame at all, because I do not know the extent to these charges. But from what I understand, I don't think there's any rape involved. I think it's mainly just like maybe inappropriate touching or
I see.
Like
groping or
indecent exposure, stuff like that.
I see.
So,
but they make you get naked.
Well, yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. Is like I would also urge massage experts, therapists to be on their P's and Q's as well, as to not entice or not to
Be overly friendly, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Because when relations go down, it is a lot of nonverbal cues that men and women both go on.
Right, exactly.
Mainly men go on based on what a woman puts out there.
Well, because we're normally the ones pursuing.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's all very nonverbal cues.
Right.
And so I would just and again, this is at the risk of victim blaming or whatever, but I do think that women could potentially make it easier for men to get the message, like, hey, she ain't interested, bro. Like,
Right,
back up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not give these half smiles or what, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's a rough playing field out there in terms of the man woman thing.
Right.
And so we all have to just do a better job of doing what we can to make sure lines aren't crossed.
Yeah, I agree with that. And no one's saying that it is or it is not easy.
Yeah,
but
definitely not saying that.
I would argue that in order to make sure that these instances don't happen, it's necessary.
Yeah. I
know.
would say so.
So that's our spiel right there. That's our little soapbox. Let's get off our pedestals there.
Yeah.
But speaking of wonderful deals and multi-million-dollar athletes, a good friend of ours, Mr. LeBron James, he's not a friend of ours. We don't actually.
Well, he'll be on the Bronze Room in the future. You know can guarantee that.
Hopefully, we're putting that out there right now. If we do our job, LeBron, we would love to have you, man. But speaking of our mutual friend, he just became a billionaire.
Yeah, I heard.
He's officially one of them billionaire boys.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Right.
LeBron, if you listening to this, bro, let me get a loan real quick.
Look, I ain't even gonna lie.
I get you right back.
I don't need a loan, LeBron. Look, just give me $100,000. You know what I'm saying? I might not get it back to you, bro.
See. That's what's wrong with the community. You know what I mean?
Hey, let me hold a
I
dollar.
have intentions on repaying.
But see, no.
And so making good on the money.
So many people have intentions. You know what I'm saying? No, man. Look, let me hold it. I give it back to you. I give it back to you with interest.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm a business man.
I'm a business man. I will say this before we get back into that. My brother actually did something that taught me really what it means to be a man, which I thought was was immensely dope. One time he asked me to borrow $100, and I was like, okay, cool. I didn't expect to get it back, and I gave him $100 because that's what you do. Especially when you give in a family, you just give without the expectation of and it's always good if they do. If they don't, then look, we still love each other. But not only did he give it back to me when he said he was going to give it back to me, but he gave it back to me with 50% interest.
That's what's up.
I was like, wow. That was, to me, I was like, that's what it means to be a man.
Yeah, I mean, keeping your word, and being financially responsible. Those are very, very synonymous with manhood.
Absolutely, yeah. So, and I think those are the type of things that we like to portray here, on the Bronze Room. What it means to be, not just a male or a good man or a good human being, but a black male.
Uh-huh.
A black, human being. We're inclusive of everybody, but we look out for our people too.
That's right.
So yeah, that's the kind of thing that really taught me. It was like, wow, like that's such a great example of what it means to be a good man.
100%. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about building social capital in this world. And so when you pay back borrowed money, it inclines that person to help you out again in the future if you so need it.
Right. Exactly.
As opposed to a lot of people who I shall not name, who borrow money from you.
Jacob. I ain't gonna throw you out there, Jacob.
But that borrow money from you and then don't pay it back or pay it back hella late, like hella down the few, just a long time from now. You make good on your borrowing or your loans. People are more inclined to help you out in the future.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And my dad would say, like, look, say what you mean and mean what you say. If you're going to pay somebody, if you're going to take a loan, you're going to borrow some money from somebody, give it back to them, when you say you're going to give it back to them. And if you can't, because sometimes things happen, let them know ahead of time.
Right.
Don't make them come looking for you.
Right. Right.
That's so yeah. That's just a little knowledge we're gonna drop right there.
Yeah, the more you know.
The more you know. See, now this is where we need LeVar Burton right here.
Right. Speaking of LeVar Burton, thank you for the layup.
Oh yeah.
So LeVar Burton last week, he was the host of, I think it was the first annual Scripps National Spelling Bee.
The first annual?
I want to say I could be wrong on that, but there's been national spelling bees before in the past, but I believe Scripps, this company that's kind of putting it on, it's their first national spelling bee.
Got you.
So it was hosted by LeVar Burton, no other than the legend himself, the previous host of Reading Rainbow. He played the black blind dude from Star Trek.
Yeah, he also
played
played
that character's name. And he also played Toby / Kunta Kinte.
Kunta.
Let's put some respect on his name. His name ain't Toby, damn it.
It's
Kunta Kinte.
That's right. Yo, we getting really good at that.
Yeah, we
man.
are. We really are.
I'm just saying.
Kunta Kinte. So now he's hosting the National Spelling Bee, and what better of a person to do it than him? If it's anybody that can spell like a long ass word that only 3 people have heard of, it's probably him. It's probably him.
That's right. Yeah. And as the old saying goes, butterflies in the sky. I can go twice as high.
Take a look.
It's in a book.
The Reading
Rainbow.
Hey, what a great song. What a great intro. The whole graphics. It was a butterfly flying in the sky, literally animated.
Yep.
And then he landed on a book, and then the book turned into a whole world. It was very cool. Very, very, very cool show. I'm a huge LeVar Burton fan. He was supposed to be the host of Jeopardy, or at least he was vying for the opportunity to host Jeopardy after Alec Trebek died in 2020.
Right.
Reportedly, he phoned in to the show right away because I guess he's been waiting for Alec to kick the bucket a little bit.
I mean, but that was his dream, though.
Well, yeah, that's what he was. That's what he was reporting. He was like, "Man, I was really, really excited for at least the opportunity to do it." But they had a list of guest hosts, I guess, in 2021 to see who was going to be the real host.
But a lot of them were boo-boo, though. No disrespect to any of them, but a lot of them didn't bring the same flair or the same energy or the same atmosphere.
I got to be honest, I never even saw any of them.
There was one who I thought that was okay, and she was an actress from that show, that TV show. What's the one? The smart dude. His name is Sheldon.
That show. I know which one you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so she
Big Bang Theory.
The Big Bang Theory. Yeah. So she was an actress in the Big Bang Theory, and I thought that was, I thought it was decent. But yeah, I just don't think that any of them really had the same atmosphere that Alex Trebek brought.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. Those are big shoes to fill. Mm-hmm. I didn't see LeVar Burton's guest episode, but I assume, just based on what I know about LeVar, that he killed it. But he feels like he wasn't given a very fair shot. And I guess along with any of the other guest hosts, because the person that ended up becoming the host was an executive producer for the show,
right?
Who had kind of a sketchy past, said some unsavory things about women, I believe.
But is he still the host? Did he resign after that?
I'm not sure. I think he still is the host.
Interesting.
I could be wrong on that, but I believe he is.
Couldn't cancel him.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, hopefully LeVar Burton gets another opportunity to host a show. Actually, the article I did read says that he is going to be the host of a show called Trivial Pursuit. Trivial Pursuit. Loosely based on the board game.
Yeah.
I've never played the game myself, but it seems like, based on what he detailed, it's going to be a fun one. So
I would love to host a game show.
Yeah, you would be a good host.
I feel like I would.
You have a great voice.
Oh, thanks.
You're very strategic yourself.
Yeah.
You understand game play.
Yeah, gameplay, game theory.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm all about them games.
Well, hopefully, somebody out there is listening and decides to throw you an opportunity, because
I'll take it and dunk it.
You got my vote for sure.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
100%.
Yeah, but I just want a moment on LeVar Burton, man. Like, this dude has been so influential in my life. Like, LeVar Burton he's just, I mean, so many black kids though, right? I mean, not just me. I'm sure you too. But like, growing up, that was like my favorite thing to do before going to school was watching Reading Rainbow.
It came on before you went to school?
I believe it came on, before I went to school. Was watching Reading Rainbow, and it was like, to me, that was amazing, bro. And not too long ago, me and my lady, we were chilling in Big Bear, and it just came. It was on TV, and she had never seen it.
Whoa!
She had never seen Reading Rainbow.
Oh, what a treat for her!
Right. So we spent like the good first half in the morning just sitting and watching episodes of Reading Rainbow,
as you should have.
Yeah, and it was great. It was a wonderful time. We both enjoyed it. It was so dope, man. It was so dope. It was good. It was one of the episodes was about technology, and I think it was in like the 80s, bro. Because just like the graphics and everything, but to see how far that show had come, like how many years it had been like in production, it was beautiful.
How many years was that?
Let me find out. But yeah, that was. I'm not sure.
If I had to guess, because it was definitely on. So I'm gonna say it was probably from 88 to 1999.
You would be doing the show a disservice.
It was on for much longer?
21 seasons.
Okay, 21 seasons starting in 1983
to 2006.
Okay, all right. Okay.
With reruns continuing to air until 2009.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had a long run. Good for him.
Really did. Yeah, man. That's so he's very influential in my life.
Yeah, 1,000%. And honestly, he was so upset because he knew what kind of impact he would have had had he become the host of Jeopardy.
Yeah.
For black and colored communities throughout the nation.
That would have been such a win for us.
Yeah, for real. Because he detailed that the host of Jeopardy, whoever it is, Alec Trebek or whoever fills those shoes, is looked at as a intellectual figure. You know what I mean? Like of the highest caliber. You know what I mean? Whether they are or not doesn't matter. Symbolically, like that's a smart dude if you're hosting Jeopardy, and that's a role that we haven't been portrayed in too often in this country. So it would have just done a huge service for the community to see that.
I love that. Yeah. That's
but true. Like I said, hopefully he gets another show that will do something somewhat of the same have the same effect.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So he would have been the Neil deGrasse Tyson of the game show.
Right.
I dig that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Neil deGrasse Tyson too.
Yeah, for real. Shout out to that brother.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, that's we wish you the best, LeVar, Mr. Burton, I can't wait to catch you on Trivial Pursuits. You know, I'm gonna tune in.
Hell yeah, I am too.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of LeVars and people whose names start with L, sorry, that was the best I could do.
I mean, I dig it though.
Speaking of L names,
speaking of L's,
Lori Harvey's been in the news lately.
Ooh, speaking of taking L's.
Oh, see, you're better than me at this.
I mean, we all have our strengths, man. We all have our strengths.
Lorey Harvey and Michael B. Jordan have severed their relationship.
Cue sad music here.
Yeah, tiny violin.
Tiny violin.
We received news earlier this week. It might have been late last week. I'm not sure.
Late last week, yeah.
That Lorey Harvey dumped Michael B. Jordan. And what her reasons were, I think.
So from what I understood, and this is an article that I found, and so online, so do not quote me. I don't know exactly that this was the case. This is just something I had the opportunity to take a quick glance at, and if it is incorrect, I'm sorry, you too. But from what I understood, it was that he was ready to commit and she wasn't. She wasn't ready to commit, and so she had moved on. That's
really sad. Well, I mean, there's a 10-year age gap between them. She's in her mid-20s, and so
right.
I think that has probably a lot to do with her lack of desire to commit. She has so many more years to live, I guess, as a single woman, and she didn't want to forfeit that to some loser like Michael B. Jordan.
Right? Like, what? Okay. All right. Well, then I don't know who else is out there for you.
Well, I mean, Yeah,
Who are you looking for? Rick Fox?
I exaggerated on that last part. Who knows what was going through her head or through her heart?
Yeah. And I'm just continuing the joke, but
okay.
Yeah. Like,
who's Rick Fox? Is that the dude for the Lakers?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a brief break.
I'm not Lakers.
He was definitely a Lakers.
Was he like? But why'd you put him as the example? Is he like the standard of like manhood or whatever?
Back in the day, he was at one point in time.
Because he did bag what, Vanessa Williams or something like that.
Yeah, I mean he's a very good looking gentleman. So I mean
he looks weird to me.
He definitely looks like a fox.
Doesn't he look weird? Yeah, he kind of
right. He kind of looks like a fox.
Yeah,
his sister is beautiful.
I would imagine that because his makeup seems very exotic almost.
His makeup?
His like genetic makeup.
What is he?
He don't look black to me.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know
okay,
what I mean?
Yeah.
He looks like very. I mean, he looks black, but not like straight up black. He looks like
mixed.
Like he's mixed with a whole bunch of like 7 different things.
Probably like Italian and German
like Italian or something like
Swedish.
that. Yeah, it seems like that.
I dig it.
So yeah, I get what you're talking about. He's definitely a he's a good looking brother, but like just. Like exotic looking. He looks very rare.
Right. Yes.
You know what
rare. I mean? That's accurate way to describe it. But yeah, I mean, like to a specific generation, like he was the epitome of like the looker. He was like the Sidney Poitier of
really,
basketball.
people reference him in that light a lot.
Yeah, Rick Fox, absolutely. He was definitely a ladies' man for sure.
Definitely didn't know that.
I saw him in Family Feud, Celebrity Family Feud over Memorial Day. And all the women that were there, as soon as they heard it was Rick Fox, rushed to the TV.
Really?
Like, they just like whoosh.
Rick Fox has that much clout, huh?
Yeah. Apparently.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's either that or like Shamar Moore.
Okay, see now Shamar Moore is definitely, he rings a bell in my memory as like somebody that people really fond over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get some dark-skinned brothers in that light,
well,
man.
Wesley. I don't know if Wesley was fond over.
Denzel.
Not like that. Denzel definitely was fond over. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan is fond over these days.
He's making a good name for us, man.
Yeah, he did. He is definitely.
Chadwick Boseman.
Rest
in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P. Yeah, man. I mean, we got some representatives.
Barack.
Barack is a dark skinned dude.
He's a darky. Is that what
I wasn't going to say that, but
that's what it sounded like.
Well, I mean, okay, all right. So he's not light skinned, right?
Okay. I was kind of worried about where you were going with that. Well, okay. So he was a darky. Let's break down the word darky.
Are these people that we've classified or that we've named? Are they dark skinned?
Denzel's dark skinned.
Is Denzel dark skinned? Yeah, Denzel's dark skinned.
Yeah.
Denzel is dark skinned. I feel like I've seen
take that from me.
No, you're right.
Take that
I've seen different pictures of Obama that like somewhere he's very light skinned seemingly, and somewhere he's a little darker. He's darker,
a little more caramel. Yeah, when he was younger, for sure, he was a lot lighter. But he is mixed, right? So
that's right.
Right. His what was it on his mother's side? On his mother's side, right. He's got some white over there. So.
Right.
But so he's a little lighter.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, don't take away Wesley Snipes, though. I mean, Wesley Snipes was a ladies' man too.
I think so. I think he was respected.
That's what it was.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was like the teen crush type.
Definitely not.
Type fawning. Like Denzel might have experienced and Michael B. Jordan, but you respected Wesley. You
had to.
You know what I'm saying?
He was a dope action star.
Good looking dude.
Yeah.
He was buff and shit.
Yeah.
Like, and he was a great actor.
Man, he was a great actor,
really
bro.
Good actor.
I mean, besides Blade, he had some great movies. He had one that he had done with oh dang, I'm terrible with actors' names, man. I can't. Tommy Lee Jones. He had one that he had done with Tommy Lee Jones.
U.S. Fugitives.
Was it
U.S. Marshals?
U.S. Marshals. Yeah, that's
U.S. Marshals.
I thought that was a great movie.
It was a great movie,
right?
He was bald.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought that was dope.
That was a good one. I mean, I'm an old school Wesley fan, so Passenger 57 is always going to do it.
Yeah,
for me.
Passenger 57. White Man Can't Jump.
White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah, great
Passenger 57, just to go right back to it real quick. I love this movie.
I'm gonna list like
we'll
three other
We'll
movies.
be talking about this for about the next 30 minutes, so brace yourself.
He had some other ones. Yeah. But Passenger 57, man, that's funny.
Nah, they had the best line in that movie, right? Like, he's talking to the enemy villain on the phone. He's like, the enemy asks him, do you... No.
Get it right.
Let me
now.
get this
get
right.
It right. Take your time, play.
Somewhere along the line, they start talking about blackjack.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, roulette, Russian roulette.
Yeah, I think it was Russian roulette. Yeah.
And he's like, do you ever play Russian roulette, Mr. Snipes? And he's saying like, yeah, I play it. So what? And he's talking about, he's like, well, he says something real clever, right? But Wesley comes back and he's like, you know what you should always do in Russian roulette? He's like, what? Always bet on black. And he hangs up the phone and he proceeds to whip his entire army's ass and find him and then he kills him.
That's dumb as
So
hell.
I just think that's cool. I always, and that's my gambling strategy for the most part. I will never bet on red.
Thank you, Wesley. Thank you, Wesley. Yeah, that was a good movie. That one, New Jack City.
New Jack City.
Jack
That's
City.
probably,
That was
in my
hard.
mind, his best film.
And it was so star-studded too.
Yeah, Ice-T was in it.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock was in it.
Man, Chris Rock played a great role in that movie.
Yeah, he
I
did.
thought very underrated.
I feel like that was his first dramatic role.
His storyline was so tragic.
Yeah, it was. He ended up dying, didn't he?
Yeah, well, not just. I mean, where it took him, he was like what seemed like he could have had a decent life.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and then like just to be turned, to get hooked on the drug, and then at the end to die in that. Was it a fire? It was a fire, right?
Nah, I believe he got killed.
He got killed?
Because, all right, so the story of Pookie is that he was a crackhead on the street. The drug czar of New York, which was Wesley at the time, was giving out turkeys at Thanksgiving. Chris Rock came up looking all nasty looking and stuff, asking for 2 turkeys or whatever. He gets the 2 turkeys, takes it back to his crack den, and then he gets in a domestic violent situation with his crack mistress, and then Ice-T comes and saves her, and then takes him to jail. But he uses him to infiltrate Nino Brown, aka Wesley Snipes, drug syndicate. But in order to do it, he has to get clean. So Pookie, they show him going through withdrawal symptoms and really fighting and struggling against this crack demon that had him captivated for so long. And so he sheds it finally, and then he does good. He's looking great. He's got all his teeth in his mouth again. It's great. So, but then they use him to go into the crack house and get footage. So he's wearing a mic and all that,
Right.
And he's surrounded by crack. So I believe
that's what it was.
I believe he succumbed to that glass dick.
Yeah.
Again, which is what they call it. Well, that's what they call it.
Yeah, that just that caught me off guard. I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, that D is the power of the D.
Power of the D, man. Power of the D.
Yeah, man.
Is that really a nickname for it? The glass dick?
Yeah. The
Okay, I
crack
didn't
pipe
know
is the glass dick.
The glass dick.
Yeah,
Damn.
get you hooked.
You just use it so cavalierly, man. Just like, damn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's no joke. It's no joke. I mean, that movie in itself is so iconic of not only Wesley Snipes' career, but it's iconic of the crack era that the black community went through in the 80s and 90s. Like, it devastated the community, and that was a very real portrayal of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he nursed himself back to health and sobriety. And then,
But in the end,
in the
he couldn't
end,
overcome it.
he couldn't overcome it, and then he got caught stealing some of the crack out of the crack house, and then they killed him.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. That's wild. Yeah. I don't know why I thought there was a fire in that movie. It's been so long since
I
I've
think
seen
one of
it,
the
though.
final scenes,
There was a
fire
fire,
broke
right?
out. That's
probably
explosions,
just- right.
gunfire,
Yeah. I think
and
it just
fires.
Inflated them all together, but yeah, man. So that was that Chris Rowe's part in that movie was amazing. But back to Wesley Snipes, that was one of his better
One of his
roles.
major roles. I would say it's probably White Man. No, let me list it in order.
Okay, get it right now.
Blade.
Okay.
Just under that is in my mind is New Jack City.
Okay.
Just under that is Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just joking.
Okay.
I saw that movie when I was like 8.
Tu Wong Fu
once and
wasn't
only
terrible.
And it was very strange for a little 8-year-old boy to be watching my hero cross-dressing. It was. I still don't know how to feel about it.
That was him, Patrick Swayze.
I'm confused.
And who else was in that movie? John Leguizamo. That's what it was. Yeah,
John Leguizamo.
Yeah, my mom still laughs at that movie. It's hilarious.
I couldn't get it.
Funny. Wow. But that goes on to a completely different topic that we don't have time to cover today.
What, cross-dressing?
Well, yeah, cross-dressing because
Do you have
those
something
people
to tell us in the Blacksmiths? Breaking news. Chris of Chris and Chris.
Yo, why you sound like the fish from SpongeBob? Why you sound like the anchor man that comes up the side of the screen? Breaking news. That was really good.
Oh, I appreciate
really dope. Yo, we gotta use that.
Hey, let's do it.
That's so funny.
We'll make it happen.
Right? Yeah. Nah, but I just thought that brings up the topic of cross-dressing. That was in that era, that specific era, people were actually people were killed for that back then.
Yeah, 100%.
There was if they were really, really abused, they were beaten up, they were killed, and then a lot of down low brothers would they would rape them, and then they would as kind of like a hate crime.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear about stories like that.
Yeah, man.
I assume that there's definitely probably a lot of discrimination, a lot of violence on them. But damn, they were getting raped. You think?
Yeah, they were getting raped, bro. Yeah, it was a rough time for them, bro. It was a rough time. And that's why Dave Chappelle was like, these are some brave ass niggas.
Yeah.
Because he was glory hole. Did you ever see that bit where he's talking about the glory hole?
Yeah, he was talking about it takes a lot of courage. On both sides.
Both sides. Bro, Dave Chappelle is a fool, man. Dave Chappelle is so funny.
Yeah, it's funny because it's so true.
If you think about it,
imagining,
right? I would, you know what I'm saying? I've never been in that situation, but just in a random hole.
Yeah, could you imagine sticking your D?
You don't know what's on the other side of that thing, man. It could be heaven or it could be hell. It could be the end of all things.
Oh my gosh.
Man, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. That's so funny. That's so funny.
Speaking of Chris Rock.
Whoa!
Not associating him with glory holes or anything,
okay.
But we were talking about him and his role as Pookie.
Okay.
He's back in the news somewhat. He's at the peripheral side of this story, but Jada Pinkett Smith came out.
Like a bitch.
Right.
Treated like a
Jada Pinkett Smith came out with a video that was mainly advocating for alopecia awareness. And she briefly segued into the incident on Oscar night that involved her husband slapping Chris Rock, and she stated that she hopes that those two men can reconcile with each other because the world needs it. And that's pretty much all she said. To me, this is a little bit too little, too late. It really shows, it to me at least, a level of apathy that it's hard for me to swallow.
I'll say this, man. I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, as am I.
I don't think that it had the intended effect that she thought that it may have. She was definitely very tone deaf to the situation. She was the cause of all of this.
She was. She
was at the root of all of this. Whether or not she was the direct cause of that specific incident,
right?
Her toxic relationship with Will Smith was at the center of all of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was watching, don't laugh. I was watching a TV show the other night called What If.
Okay.
It's a Marvel TV show, and
Okay.
one of the episodes was what if Doctor Strange could save whatever her name is, or the chick anyway, or what if she died anyway? So there's his main chick, and what if she dies? So she dies, and then Doctor Strange spends the entire time trying to bring this chick back to life. He can't do it, so he goes to this magic library to try to work out how to get the power to do it. And so he's going through all this dangerous stuff, and the librarian, who's this dope black dude with like different colored eyes, and he's just sick. Like his whole aura is super badass. So he said, he's like the magical black man, the magical black man trope, right?
Right.
So he's Doctor Strange is like laying I guess he's like laying down or whatever, and he comes and he's like, do you are you really doing this for love? Are you doing this for a woman? He said, why else would I do it? He's something along the lines as, what else is life worth or whatever. And so the black dude says something really powerful. He says, women will, they won't just drive you to do certain things, but they will drive you insane. Or they could cause you to lose your mind, is what he was saying.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Right? And that he was like, Dr. Strange was like, where'd you get that? Some special book? And he was like, nah, I got that from life.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, to bring that back, to something what is the word I'm looking for? To so benign, right? To bring that back to this situation, women have real power over men.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what do they always say? They say that, for lack of a better word, P controls the world.
Right. Yes.
Because everything that men do,
we run the world.
Right. Beyonce wasn't lying, man.
Lying.
Everything that we do in terms of success, money, power, and respect.
Right. It's for women.
That's all in order to attract women.
Yeah. I mean, wars were fought.
Yeah,
over women,
1,000%.
Right? I mean, the Achilles, right?
1,000%. Essentially, what we're saying is that all the world's problems are due to women.
I got 99 problems, and they all stem from women.
They all stem from women.
Nah, just playing.
This is all your fault, ladies.
This is all your fault. I say that to say that, whether or not you want to believe that you had a role in this, you did. Jada, you had a very specific and very powerful role in all of this. And so for you to come out and to like throw that on the end of a public announcement piece that lifts you up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That just further lifts you up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It sweeps a lot of that other shit
your husband under the rug.
Yeah.
That's so tone deaf, man. Not just tone deaf, but that's cold.
Yeah. I mean,
so self-serving.
Yeah. I would agree. Now, just to play devil's advocate, if I Will Smith is an autonomous man. He has free will.
Sure.
He's free to do what he wants. So nobody forced him to get up on stage and act an ass.
You are right. However, you're absolutely right about that. And like I said, all parties have their part to play, right? All parties have their blame to bear. But that being said, all parties have their blame to bear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not once did she take any sort of response. Not that I know of.
And, and honestly, I don't think that she should take any responsibility for the incident.
Not for the slap, but you don't use that moment to you know what I'm saying, to uplift yourself.
Yeah, I mean, and you could argue that it's not directly uplifting her. She can make the argument. She can make the argument that she is merely advocating for alopecia awareness. You could argue that. You could make that argument.
And who has alopecia?
She does. 100%.
Right. And she's not advocating for children's water in Africa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's advocating for something that affects herself. It's so self-serving.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I would argue that most people, if not, if most people in general and most celebrities in particular are self-serving people, whether they're doing a noble thing or not. You know what I mean? Like it all trickles down to free FaceTime or screen time for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know if we can directly blame her for what happened on Oscar night. I think the main thing that we can pin on her is the lack of a statement. I believe this is like her first statement about the issue at all. She might have came out with like a tweet, but even that came out like 2 weeks later.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As the subject of the dispute. She didn't cause the dispute, but she was the subject of it. She is why the two men had a confrontation. I think that she owed the public some type of statement, at the very least, in defense of her man. At the very least. Like, hey, my husband's not a bad guy. Please forgive him.
But what did she do?
She didn't do a damn thing. Like, she didn't do shit.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's the part where it's like, okay. All right, Jada.
Dang, that's so wow. I mean, I think that puts it into words better than I could. I think that's what I was trying to, in a roundabout way, get to saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, as his woman, as his partner, in life, you got to stick by your man, just like, as misguided as it was, that was his misguided way of standing by his woman.
100%. And it didn't seem like she even appreciated it, at least, to the public eye.
Right. Yeah.
If I don't know, like during that whole incident that was caught on tape, like they're very separated, distanced in their seating, and like she's not like saying, "Yeah, baby, that's right," or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. She's kind of just standing there, like stone faced.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I bet she was thinking?
How am I gonna get this G.I. Jane 2 deal?
No,
how can I turn
hilarious.
this into a movie? Which I honestly still think could happen.
I think it could.
Honestly,
And,
a lot of people will go see it.
Yeah, I would.
I definitely would.
Now, I bet she was thinking something like, how could he embarrass me like this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
And rightfully so.
Yeah, fair enough.
That is an embarrassing thing if your spouse gets up on national TV and slaps the fuck out of somebody,
Yeah, exactly.
and then starts to like scream at them from
see,
across the room.
my question
it's
is-
embarrassing to not only him but to his whole family.
Yeah. What would the alternative have been? Like, was that scary to him?
Letting his wife be disrespected in front of everybody.
Like, is that what that was? Is that
He
even
just
a
had
situation?
an error.
Or
He just had an error in decision making.
I think it goes
You know
deeper
what I mean?
than that. We're not gonna analyze it, but I think
Okay.
it goes deeper than that. I think it's been analyzed enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Enough people have kind of put in their 2 cents
Yeah.
about it. But
I mean, his two options, if he was upset about it, was to do what he did. I think that's the wrong option.
Yeah.
Or to address him privately afterwards.
But what I was saying was like facing Jada
Oh. Over the slap or before?
over the comment.
He has to address the issue, and in which case he would have had to do it privately. Like, hey, baby, I wouldn't talk to him.
Yeah. No, baby, I did.
We sorted it out.
You sorted it out, baby. I gave him a mouthful. I promise. He won't do that again. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
I mean, if you have, in my mind, and this is contextual, like it's circumstantial, but if you have a woman that's like pushing you to fight people,
That's not the woman you want to be
that's not. I don't think that's a good characteristic.
It's really
you know what I
not.
mean? Like,
And I don't think Jada
defend
was
you,
pushing.
yes. To physically harm other people,
Right.
I don't know.
I don't think that's what Jada was pushing him to do.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, so I don't think that's what I was going. And, at the same time, we just over here talking bullshit, but
Yeah, we shooting the shit.
we're just shooting the shit. But at the same, it's so interesting. And I do think that situation was very self-serving on her behalf. So I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that could have been a different course of action that she could have taken. Now, as far as the intimate personal details of their relationship, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what lies between them necessarily. That's their business. And I hope for the best. I think they got divorced, right? Are they getting divorced? Is that
I
what's going on?
heard something like that, but I haven't seen anything official.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we don't know. Yeah. We'll see soon what's to come of the Jada Pinkett Smith, Chris Rock, Will Smith love triangle, love-hate triangle.
Love-hate triangle. More of a hate triangle.
Yeah, I would say so. I don't think there's any
not much love
in
going
between
on there.
any of those
them,
people.
right? Yeah.
Yeesh.
Matter of fact, there might be
sad.
some. What did Will say? Like an involuntary gag reflex anytime he was ready to have sex.
I did not hear that or know that. He put that in his book.
I don't know if it was in his book or not, but he said that he hadn't had sex in such a long time because every time he would get ready to, he would physically get sick.
With Jada.
I don't know if it was with Jada or not, but yeah. So that to me is interesting.
That's sad, dog.
Yeah, which shows that he has some sort of mental illness going on. Something's going on. It may not be like cuckoo crazy, but there's definitely something there that needs to be addressed.
Was it like performance anxiety or something?
I don't know if it was performance anxiety. You're not really performing. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're
He's
saying.
about to get down.
Yeah. I mean,
on the stage of love.
Yeah, we'll take a blue pill, man. Damn. It's like,
I mean, but that won't help his nausea.
That's true. Well, take a what do you call those things?
Busting a nut and throwing up all at the same time. That's probably a new fetish.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's probably a new category on
That
Pornhub.
is gross. That's horrible. No, take a tramadol, man.
Tramadol?
Tramadol and the blue pill.
Is tramadol like anxiety?
Tramadol for the nausea and the blue pill for the performance.
There it is.
You be good, man.
There it is.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Seek those pharmaceuticals out, Will. Come on now. Get on the pharmaceutical train.
They make all this money for nothing. Anyway, well, I'm definitely Team Will all the way. I wish you the best, Will. I really, really do. Yeah, man.
Same.
So I definitely hope something good comes out of all of this, because there's always something good that comes out of like a negative light. You just gotta be willing to see it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah.
That brings us to our special segment that we're bringing you this week, called Punch, Brunch, or Duck, in which me and Chris will take turns picking out of 3 people who we would have brunch with, who we would punch in public, and just straight up cold cock them, and who we would rather be on the run from.
For the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
Rest of your life. So this is a throwback edition. We're going to be bringing up some people who are no longer here with us.
Yeah. But I'm genuinely looking forward to this, because I don't know who the names are yet.
I don't either, actually.
Okay.
I'm going to be pulling them out of my mental hat.
Oh, I'm good. I'm really looking forward to this, because there are some people that I genuinely would love to punch from history.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
I'm
you're going to
looking
get your
at you,
opportunity.
Christopher Columbus.
All right.
Dead or not.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna be taking some figures from the deep past.
Okay. Hit me with them.
Okay. I'm gonna do 1880s, or I'm sorry, the 1800s.
Damn, we're going way back there.
Yeah, way back.
Okay.
So Andrew Jackson.
Okay. He was a slave owner.
Yes, he was.
Okay. He was also a president.
Yes, he was.
And he's also on, what dollar bill is he on?
He's on the 20.
He's on the $20 bill. Okay.
All right. So your choices are Andrew Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I really should have written these choices down. Suge Knight is going to be one of them. And the last one from history is going to be as if
Suge Knight's not dead.
You're right.
I mean, he might have. He's going to be in prison for the rest of his
Andrew
life.
Jackson, Michael Jackson. Ooh, the Jackson edition.
And Jackson in there? Can you put one more Jackson?
Yeah, I can name a dead Jackson for sure. Jackson. Damn.
Ain't a whole lot of you motherfuckers.
I'm gonna have to.
Andrew Jackson, Michael Jackson, or Jeffrey Jackson.
What about Jeffrey Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't think of another Jackson.
That's okay. You got a J in there.
Yeah. Punch, brunch, or lunch, or punch, brunch, or duck.
Punch, duck, punch, brunch, or duck.
Who you having brunch with out of Andrew Jackson?
Oh, bro, you know I'm having brunch with Michael Jackson for sure.
Okay, for sure.
There are so many things I want to talk to him about.
100%.
Bro. Like I want to, because he came from a big family just like I did.
He did,
right? And he loves to sing. He loves music. You know, I mean, just iconic, man. Just iconic.
Right.
You know, just to be able to talk to him about music, man, and to be able to just sit down and just hear him. I don't even want to say nothing. I just want to just talk, man. I would just listen, just talk. You know, I would love to just pick his ear. Give me one brunch. I'll take that, Michael Jackson, for sure.
And you wouldn't have a problem with him groping you?
I'd ask him about it first. I'd be like, yo, Mike, hold on.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? No, Mike, no, the ketchup's right there, man. No, that's the wrong utensil, brother. That's the wrong utensil. I would ask him, be like, yo, Mike, obviously that would be in the conversation. I'd wait until the waiter leaves, till we've had our waters served with little lemons. Right, and we just finished ordering, and I'd be like, all right, let's clear the air, Mike. Did you do it?
Right, all right.
You know,
right,
did you?
Right,
I'd get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And if it went one way or another, I'd give myself some time to process.
Yeah.
You know. Mm-hmm. And then I'd be like, well, I can't waste this brunch.
Right. You can't do that.
I can't waste this brunch.
You can't do that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's
a once in a lifetime thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go for it then. But yeah, it would definitely be brought up.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be the bulk of the conversation because I think, Michael Jackson was so much bigger than that controversy, man.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
You know, he was so much bigger than that, and for 100%. His legacy to be mired by that, it hurts my heart.
Yeah,
you know. But I don't know if nobody to this day knows whether it was true or not.
We just do not know.
You know, Macaulay Culkin was like, it's not true.
Yeah, and I'll take Macaulay Culkin's word for it. But,
he turned out to be a very stand-up gentleman.
Did he?
Yeah. He's married to, who is he married to now? I think he's married to Brenda Song.
I saw him as an adult. Like, I think he got interviewed by Joe Rogan or something like that. It was. I'm sure he's an upstanding young man, but he just seemed weird.
He's weird. I mean, most child actors from that era
seemed weird. Just seeing him grown up, it just seemed like just surreal. It didn't make sense. Like my mind couldn't compute it.
Yeah, he didn't age well. For sure.
Yeah, I just remember not feeling comfortable seeing him as an adult.
Yeah, because I think he went through a bad time. He was like into drugs and things of that sort.
Yeah, right. As every child star should.
Yeah, get that out of your system.
Just go and get it out.
Talking to you, Shia. Which is arguably my favorite child actor is Shia LaBeouf. One of my heroes when it comes to child actors because
he had holes.
But not just that, he was a phenomenal actor, man.
Yeah, Even Steven.
He had
Transformers.
He had what was that war movie that he did?
I'm not familiar.
Was it Glory? He had Glory, I think is the name of it.
I'm not familiar with that.
I could be getting the name of that movie wrong, but he did that one. He had a movie with him and I think it was like Ed Hardy. Ed Harding or whatever his name is. Damn, Tom Hardy. Him and Tom Hardy had a movie which was phenomenal. Yeah, some of his more serious roles were he's a great dramatic actor.
Yeah, and he's a director now too. He just directed some movie that came out I think in 2020 or maybe 2021 called Honey Boy. Mm-hmm. That was loosely based on his life growing up as a child actor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so he was one of my favorite child actors. But back to Macaulay Culkin and back to Michael Jackson and back to who I was slapped.
Yeah.
So I would definitely. Okay, who are my other two choices?
Andrew Jackson and Jeffrey Dahmer.
Damn, that's hard.
It is.
Because they're both terrible individuals. They're both horrible human beings. Yeah. Because if you punch him, you're going to have to be.
You're going to have to deal with him.
Right? If I punch Jeffrey Dahmer, okay, I'm going Jeffrey Dahmer.
Smart choice.
I'm going Jeffrey Dahmer because I'll just take care of him right then and there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he's a very strong person.
Yeah, exactly. You punch him, and then you just keep punching him, and then you don't stop punching him.
Yeah, he's bound to stay down.
No. You just continue to punch him.
Okay.
You just don't stop punching him until
Till the job's done.
Till the job's done.
Okay.
You know, you just continue to punch him.
All right.
You
I
know,
get that. I get
yeah.
that.
There's no rule on how many times
he
you
was
can punch.
eating people.
He was eating people?
That was the guy that was eating people. He would like sever their heads, keep them in the refrigerator or freezer.
Yeah.
And I think he would eat the rest of your body.
Yeah. So I would not stop punching him ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Smart move.
Yeah. So put him, underneath.
But he's probably good at like holding people down and stuff. So
What do you think? He's just going to nibble my hands?
keep punching. Please.
You said please. You said please.
Each time you draw your fist back, you're just noticing chunks of your knuckles missing.
It's just a nub at one point. It's just, dear God. This is the most delicious ass whooping I've ever had in my entire life.
All right.
That reminds me of, what was that movie? Hannibal Lecter. Buffalo Bill.
Right. Dude that was wearing people's skin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Puts the lotion on the skin.
Puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
That's a very scary voice that you just did.
Dude, that dude was freaking creepy,
I mean,
bro.
you were a little too good at that. It's kind of disturbing.
It's one of my favorite.
Oh, wow. Hey, man.
Yeah, he was crazy, bro. But that dude ended up actually being he's a good actor, too. He ended up having a pretty long career in Hollywood as well.
Oh.
He was more of a B actor. He never really had like a starring role, but yeah,
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, the guy who played him.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, he actually played, I'm trying to think of, he played a general, there was that Will Smith movie, Wild Wild West. He was in Wild Wild West.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was the general. Bloodbath McGrath.
Oh,
Yeah, that was him.
Nice.
Yeah.
He was wearing people's skin. If you had a choice, whose skin would you wear?
What?
I mean, if you had your choice.
Skin? No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. No. All right, let me
There's
think.
there's some pretty nice skin out there. You sure you don't want to
All right, so
give this thing a stab?
I just want all of our blacksmiths to know if I end up going missing, Chris did it.
I'm wearing his skin.
Right? Yeah. You know what's so funny though, because Chris, we're both named Chris, and it's
Yes.
such so interchangeable.
Yeah.
Which Chris did what?
We don't know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
The blacksmiths will never know.
The blacksmiths
It'll be
will never know.
blacksmith folklore.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard.
I don't think I would ever wear anybody's skin. That's just so. Now, would I ever step into somebody's shoes?
I'm not talking figurative. I'm talking about
You are really
full on skin tight
nah.
skin suit.
I wouldn't do it. I
I mean, but if you had your choice, whose skin out
you're
there
not
is the
gonna make me-
nicest? What's the nicest skin you've ever seen?
I don't feel comfortable with this conversation. I'm not gonna lie.
Suit yourself.
Suit yourself. Why you make it feel like I'm missing out on
You're
something?
missing out, my man. Buffalo Bill. He had something going.
Bro, that's hilarious. Halle Berry doesn't age,
She doesn't.
right? So
She
So I would never wear her skin. I would
Could
never
be
wear
cross-dressing
anybody-
skin.
I would never wear anybody's skin, man. But she has the prettiest complexion out there. I would say she has the most beautiful complexion.
I think you're right.
Right?
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I would agree.
yeah. Holly, watch out, man. Chris is after your
Yeah,
ass,
I'm coming for you.
you.
Holly.
It puts the lotion.
Coming for that skin.
Oh man! All right, let's get off of that topic because
Very
that's weirded me out a little
Yeah,
bit.
a little bit. So you would rather be on the run from Andrew Jackson?
Yeah, because slavery is not legal anymore.
You know,
So what can he do? What can Andrew Jackson do? You know what I'm saying?
being that he was a slave owner, and a lot of other stuff taken into account, a lot of other stuff in his repertoire or wheelhouse. Real House. Is it Wheelhouse or
Wheelhouse.
it's Wheelhouse? Where
Wheelhouse.
does that come from?
The wheelhouse? I don't know.
Is the wheel on the side of houses that used to draw water?
Maybe.
Remember that?
Maybe. That could be
my
it.
wheelhouse?
My wheelhouse. I would have thought that maybe it comes from like the those. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't even know where I was going with that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, quick little segue or
Yeah.
tangent. But yeah, because he owned slaves, and because this month he was a savage. You know, he was responsible for a lot of just like a lot of death.
Yeah, he was. But that's because he had the infrastructure to do so. Right?
Yeah, but part of it was just in his blood.
He couldn't do that today. Jeffrey Dahmer could be Jeffrey Dahmer today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson could be Michael Jackson today.
So could Andrew Jackson.
How? You can't own a slave today.
No, but I'm not only saying the slave piece. I'm talking about, so reportedly he was in about 20 duels. I think the number I heard was actually like 100 duels or something like that. Something crazy.
Yeah, he was in a lot of duels.
And I'm just detailing that to like detail his grit. Mm-hmm. He never lost one of those.
Oh, what you're saying is that
I think he had like 20 bodies on his like.
So he would never
his
give
kill
up.
list. Yeah, no, he's relentless. He's going to kill you.
Yeah.
If you're on the run from Andrew Jackson,
he'll find you.
He's going to find you.
But he's
plus he owned slaves that were running white all the time, so he was probably really good at bountying those slaves.
Yeah,
he's going to find your black ass.
He probably will though.
Yeah.
But I'm much more prepared than the slaves were back then though.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Point.
Like I got something for you, Andrew.
Yeah,
I would love to meet you to
keep
a
in
couple
mind,
of my friends.
Keep in
Smith
mind
and
he
Wesson.
was in over 100 duels, so he knows what to do with that too.
True. He knows what to do with an old musket. You know what I'm saying? He knows what to do with that. If we getting into it, let's get into it. He don't know what to do nowadays. I catch you with a good one. I catch you with a good one.
I don't know if I want to be on the run from Andrew. I think just in the interest of surviving, I'm going to have brunch with Andrew Jackson. Because that's not a man I would want to punch. Mm-hmm. Or be on the run from. I don't want no problems from Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson would be the type of dude. He'd be like, okay, yeah, he's a smart nigga. He's a smart one. I want him. He's mine.
How much are you?
How much would you cost? Right? That's what Andrew Jackson would do. I'm not for sale. Nonsense, boy.
What do you mean?
Not for sale. You just don't know your worth. About 20 pennies. That's top dollar.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm having brunch with Andrew Jackson.
Okay. All right.
I'm just going to take my chances that he doesn't try to haul me away.
Right.
I'm going to probably punch Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay.
Because he was just
Michael
into
Jackson?
some sick shit. So
Yeah, he was into some real sick
you
shit.
deserve
He
an
deserves
ass
to die.
whooping.
Yeah.
And Michael Jackson, I'll probably be on the run from him because, honestly, Michael, I don't see him as much of a threat.
Chris, are you in your room, Chris?
Right, he'll just be looking under my sheets the whole time.
Arguably, that's the scariest shit because you be sleeping. That motherfucker will be under your bed. Chris,
I've been waiting.
Are you awake?
R.I.P. Mike. That was one of my heroes, honestly.
Come on.
I was very shaken up when he passed away. That was
that one hurt.
June 24th or 25th of 2009.
That one hurt a lot. That one did.
Yeah, it did. I didn't believe it.
He was getting ready to go back on tour.
Right. And at the time,
And what was the name of his tour?
This is it. Right. It's kind of ominous.
Right on the nose there. Huh?
R.I.P. Mike.
Yeah,
R.I.P. Prince. We should have done a music artist version.
Yeah, what we should have done. Maybe we'll do it for next
James
time. James Brown,
Prince,
and Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
I would have said. I would have said James Brown. No, not James Brown. Michael Jackson, Prince, or you got to get somebody in that era. So if you're gonna do, or I would say, or what's his name? Rick James.
Ooh,
right,
very nice.
Rick James. Those three. If you're gonna do James Brown, you probably
do him like Otis Redding.
Otis Redding, right? Ray Charles.
Temptations or something. Yeah, Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Okay, see, you're in charge of this segment from now on. That's what that means.
I dig it. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you honestly want to know, I'm bitch slapping Rick James.
Yeah, he deserves it.
He deserves it. After what he did to his couch, to
Eddie Murphy's couch.
To Charlie Murphy's couch.
It's-
Was it Eddie Murphy or Charlie Murphy's couch?
I think it was Eddie Murphy's couch.
Eddie Murphy's couch.
Yeah, it was unexcusable. It's inexcusable. He
Yeah.
deserves to get punched for sure.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
He probably just walk it off with a line,
Yeah.
a little bump.
A little bum, be done with
You
it.
got me there.
You got me there.
Now let's celebrate.
Yeah, man.
Oh man,
Rick James died too, right? Rest in peace,
Rick James died probably 2006,
Yeah, man.
maybe 2005 even.
Yeah, it's so crazy that a lot of times, like with these like big stars, like Rick James and Prince and Michael Jackson, you know, they were in the news a lot right before they died.
Was Prince?
Prince, I think, yeah. Well, I guess Prince was a little bit more unexpected, but Rick James was towards the end of his death. He was in the news quite a bit before he died. Michael Jackson, of course, with the tour. You know, actually, yeah, I think wasn't he coming out with a new album? Wasn't Prince coming out with a new album or something like
The
that?
last thing I really remember hearing about Prince during that time was that he had done so many shows here in LA in particular. I think he did like 30 nights straight in LA or something like that. It was a lot of shows back to back to back to back to back. So he was getting it. You know what I mean? He was still actively performing.
So it's almost like they knew. Like, let me give my last hurrah.
Yeah, man, possibly.
So
It's really sad.
it is really, really sad, but you know that's the way the ball rolls, I guess.
Yeah, you know, I mean, shout out to or special PSA to the Blacksmiths out there. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
A lot of us in general, not only celebrities, we drop out of here pretty early. Mike was in his 50s. I think Prince was in his 50s. And
Rick James had it coming.
Rick
man. That
James
nigga
wasn't
did
too
a lot
old.
of drugs though,
He did a
bro.
lot
Did
of
a lot of
drugs,
stuff.
man. So, but I mean, yeah. I mean, well, I mean, if we're if we're calling
That's
it
the
what
culture.
it is, all three of them died from drug overdoses. Well, Rick James did not, but Prince and Michael Jackson were drugged
Yeah,
to
they
death.
were. Yeah.
Not drugged. Well,
No,
Michael Jackson was drugged.
to death. Yeah.
Prince, I don't remember hearing what drug it was, but I think it
But
was
some sort of overdose.
some type of overdose.
Yeah.
So, you know, Blacksmiths, black life is very precious, very finite. It's very fleeting. So take care of yourself. Take care of your health.
Yeah.
Take care of any addictions or habits that you might have that need to get corrected. Try to seek some help because, this life ain't guaranteed, man. And this ain't no practice life.
This
You
ain't.
only
This
get,
is it.
This is game time right here. So
Yes, sir, yes,
make
sir.
it count.
Make the most out of it.
Make the
people.
most, not with drugs.
Yeah. Let me see what you can forge with your life,
Yeah.
Blacksmith.
Yeah. I see you, man.
Thank you, bro.
I see you. That was clever.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
clever.
yeah. I'm
Very
10
clever on the
toes deep,
wordplay.
bro. I'm 10
I
toes
see
deep.
you, dog. I see
That's
you.
what we do.
I see you.
Yeah.
In other news, we also had the Juneteenth classified as a citywide holiday here in LA.
But wasn't it recently declared a national holiday?
Yeah, but apparently different cities can choose to recognize it or not.
I see.
So yeah, everybody in the city who works for the city of LA, maybe even LA County, will get that day off with pay, with holiday pay.
Very nice. Very
Which
nice.
is awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
It
I
brings a
think
lot.
I
of
might take
recognition.
that day off of work, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't work in LA, but, it's my right.
Right.
It's
All right.
National holiday.
Right. Damn it.
That's right.
Yeah, a lot of companies have been taking advantage of the holiday since it was instituted as a national holiday. And Walmart got in trouble not too long ago for coming out with Juneteenth ice cream.
I saw that.
Yeah.
It was that great value ice cream. That was so interesting to me.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean,
It was like yellow, purple, orange.
I forget. It was like Neapolitan. It was
like
a
a
mix of
Neapolitan
a lot
flavor.
of different things, like strawberry something.
Right. They always trying to capitalize on us, man.
Well, yeah, and I mean, to be fair, this is America, so like people or companies, corporations are going to try to capitalize on anything. holidays
as they should,
included.
though, right? I mean, everything. If you're in America,
Maybe.
it's fair game.
Yeah, everything's fair game. I think what the biggest issue with the ice cream was that they trademarked or they attempted to trademark Juneteenth.
No.
Yeah. So that's the particular salaciousness or not salaciousness, but the just greedy,
That's disgusting.
the disgustingly greedy part about it that really set a lot of people off.
That's
what I mean?
disgusting.
Yeah. Keep in mind it was a company that I can't remember the name of. Starts with a B, but they are a company that has almost no inclusion in its ranks in terms of like African Americans or people of color, from what I remember reading.
Which company was
It
it?
starts with a B. I forget what it's called. I'll send you the article on it.
Okay.
Though. But yeah, like I said, it's really normalized.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why like I wouldn't have necessarily even batted an eye until reading this article. But yeah, it is problematic to have a corporation or any company just rushing to capitalize and to I don't know, in my mind, minimize the gravity of the holiday itself, or if nothing
But how
else,
do you just, like, trademark
appropriating,
right?
You know, a very cultural event.
But that's like trademarking Christmas. You can't
I'm
trademark
gonna
Christmas.
trademark
man.
quinceañeras.
Right,
from now
exactly.
on.
You know what? Exactly.
You know what
that
I mean?
part.
Like,
yeah.
it's
Martin Luther King Day, mine.
right.
know,
You know, but
Starbucks.
that's America for you. You know what I mean? That's capitalism in general for you.
Right,
Is
right.
that, you know, people are going to try to take advantage of things like that.
But that's
It's
disgusting.
kind of a calloused. It makes you more callous to the human aspect of things.
I agree with you. Definitely agree with you. Speaking of people stealing things, there was a video that we are going to place on our Instagram page that I recently shared with Chris. And this to me was so funny, bro. I caught this the other day as I was scrolling through, and it was this dude he was stealing an Amazon package from a Marine's porch. And bro, he booby trapped it with a flashbang, bro. And
Yeah, I thought he got shot.
yeah, it definitely looked like it.
The way
Definitely
he fell
hit
out and everything.
right? It looked like he hit him with a shotty, bro. Yeah, so he got flashbanged, and to say the least, yeah, bro won't be doing that anytime soon. I mean, dude was talking about he defecated on himself and like.
Did he really say that?
He
or was
really
that-
did though.
He said that?
Yeah. He said not so many words, but he was like he walked back up to the door, stuck his hands in his pants. He was like, "Oh, I shit on myself." He's like, "Hey."
Yeah, I couldn't hear the audio in the video that you showed me.
Bro, it was so.
But he was apologetic.
He
right?
was very-
He stumbled back to the ring.
It's like when you a kid and you know you're not supposed to be doing something and your ass gets popped by your mama and you can't do nothing but sit there and apologize. Mama, I'm sorry.
Oh man,
Bro, dude went back up to the doorstep and straight up apologized to him several times. And then he went home to get some of the other packages that he stole.
yeah, he was saying that like, oh, I wasn't stealing your package. I wasn't stealing your package.
Oh man, he was like, he had on a ski mask though, bro. That's what gets me, man.
Oh man,
Bro had on a ski mask, walked straight up to the porch, picked up the package, and started running away. What were you gonna do? What were you doing with
the
that?
discombobulation factor, the disorientation factor is what does it for me.
Yeah.
Because like, if I'm a criminal and some a thieving plot backfires on me, literally, like I get a flashbang to the face, I'm not going back up to the source of where I got the package. I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna run away.
But at the same time, you don't know what you're gonna do, right?
What do you mean?
You're
committing a crime.
You're in shock though. He was in
The
shock.
biggest priority of committing a crime is not getting caught.
But you don't think about that when you're in shock.
Yeah, that's,
right? When
that's
you're
what's
in
so
shock,
funny about
that's
that.
it. Your body's just like, we just gonna do whatever we're gonna do. Like, it's like his mind went on full
He
autopilot.
took the path of least resistance,
Right, his
which was
conscience took over.
apologizing and trying to make
He
amends.
said, "Look, I'm sorry." he said, "Oh, I shot myself. Oh man, yo, we're gonna if we can, we're gonna post this up on the Instagram page. We would love for you guys to check this out, comment on it, give us your thoughts. This is too gold.
Yeah, check it out at the _bronze room on Instagram.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You should
So
be
you
able
can
to see
find
the
us.
video on our page.
And man, kudos to the Marine though, man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was concerned for the thief originally.
Yeah.
This is like when I first saw the to my mind, gunshot go off and then him fall out like that. I was really concerned, like, oh no,
You
like somebody really took this the wrong way.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm all for non-lethal. You know, if you hear this, policeman, non-lethal ways of de-escalating a
The
situation.
Yeah. I mean, but he was on his property.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, you don't
He was within his rights as policemen are within their rights, apparently, to shoot people down.
Yeah, he was on his property,
But
even though he wasn't
took a
threatening
different
his life. I don't know what state he was in, so I don't know what the property laws are. In some states, you're allowed to defend your property, in other states, you're not. So I don't know what state he was in. So I'm assuming it was legal because he's a Marine and it's being pretty lauded over the internet right now.
Yeah, flashbang and non-lethal, it's got to it's got to be.
Even if
okay.
it hit me with the misdemeanor,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
right,
saying.
right,
so
right.
I'm a countersue you. You
Right.
know, so we'll see who comes out on top.
Right.
But yeah, kudos to him. And I say that because, right now in the news, you see everywhere, it seems like so many people are doing these dash and grabs at different stores like Sephora and like Best Buy and stuff like that. And I am not for that. That makes me so angry every time I see that because 9 times out of 10, bro, it's somebody black.
Yeah, I mean, those things don't come up on my feed very often, but I mean, I could imagine that a lot of the perpetrators are probably people of color.
Right, and you guys are not representing us well, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're not representing us at all.
I would beg to interject and say that there is a possibility, it's not necessarily true or not, but it's a possibility that they're filtering out some of the other ones.
That's true. But even then, right, if you know that's to be the case, and a lot of people don't think this way, but if you know this to be the case, why are you doing that? You should be in the mindset of your people. I know that we're not a monolith, but that's only going to benefit you in the future, bro. So don't do stupid stuff like this. And if you do, I advocate for any means that property owner has, because you have no business doing that.
Yeah.
You have no right to do that.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? I might be a little extreme on that, but I saw a case in I think it was downtown LA, and I don't think that these people were black, but I'm not sure. But one of them had broken into a jewelry store. And fortunately, the owners decided to fight back. But man, the owner's family was in there. There were young women in there, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing this kind of stuff. Like, this not the Wild Wild West. Times ain't that hard.
It's looking more and more like the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, you might be right.
That's for sure.
You're right.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, that, and there's many different reasons why people steal stuff. Many different. Some people are suffering from poverty. Some people are just greedy.
Well, I'll tell you why they're doing it, bro.
It's very nuanced, but
All of these stores have a no chase policy.
yeah, at least in San Francisco and I believe here in LA to a lesser extent, as long as it's not over $900, I think. If it's under $1,000,
But how do you judge that?
I think you're not.
How do you judge that in the moment?
You will not get prosecuted or something like that.
That's so dumb. And
It's pretty stupid law.
I'm also interested in knowing how many of these robberies are happening in states that are like overly advocating for defund the police. like the bastardized version of defund the police. Like, let's get rid of police altogether.
How many of these incidences are happening in states that do not advocate for defund the police?
No, that do advocate for defund the police.
Well, I mean, the only examples that I've seen and heard about are in California, and I think maybe Seattle or Washington might have a similar law of
and they're like super
they
liberal,
won't
right?
prosecute. Yeah, Washington and California are both very liberal.
Very, very
states.
liberal. And then the cities that they're happening in are cities like San Francisco is very much defund the police. You know, they're very much on board with that, like getting rid of the police. Like,
yeah, but I don't think that law. I don't think, I could be wrong. I don't think it's because of defund the police.
The don't chase law?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that it is. Not at all. I'm just saying that the lack of urgency, you're right, the lack of urgency to stop these instances may have something to do with that.
Yeah.
And I don't know that it does, but I would be curious to find out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, taking an educated guess, I would say that that's probably pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for defund the police, as you know, but like,
but you're
I'm
for
not
a different version of defund the police.
Yeah, definitely allocating those funds to different departments that can better solve some of the issues that we deal with as citizens.
Yeah, that should have a different issue. That should just be called reallocation or something like that. It should have a different name.
Yeah, 100%, definitely.
But yeah,
can use some rebranding, but yeah, as much of a proponent of defunding the police as I am, or reallocating the funds that the police usually get, they usually go hand in hand with some other bullshit that I don't agree with, such as like, okay, now we're not gonna prosecute burglars or whatever. It's like they're just taking, like both sides usually do. They take it way to the left or way to the right. You know,
3 hops now, y'all.
Right. This is not the electric slide, damn it. Anyway, speaking about legislations and more liberal approaches to solving some of these issues, in a town, I believe in Milwaukee or somewhere nowhere state, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm just joking. It's not a nowhere state, Wisconsin. We caught wind of a new law that bans traffic stops.
Yeah, that's interesting to me. Speaking of taking things too far.
Yeah, all right.
Absolutely.
They are banning, and it's catching wind and kind of spreading to some other cities around the nation. But they're starting to implement and at least consider banning minor traffic stops in a attempt to prevent incidental shootings.
That to me doesn't make any damn sense.
I mean,
no.
It doesn't.
It's such a jump in logic.
It's a jump in logic,
right?
For sure.
That's so great. Like, what are... Sometimes I don't get, like, man, some stuff is just so overly stupid.
Yeah.
You know? It's
agree.
Really, really overly dumb. And sometimes there are environments where you just have a bunch of overly stupid people running things.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a lack of intelligence. In my opinion, I think it's a little more orchestrated towards an environment of chaos.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. To me, some people, just like Batman's butler said in The Dark Knight, or whichever movie that is, some people just want to see the world burn.
Okay. Yeah, but you've always got that puppet master vibe going on. That's how
100%.
That's how you see the world.
1,000%. And because that's how the world is. I'm just calling them how I see them.
All the world's a stage.
I mean, otherwise, why else would, as an intelligent person, I doubt there's very many legitimately stupid people in seats of power that are making these decisions.
Bro,
like,
I mean,
what else would you? Why else?
George
would
W.
you let
Bush
people
was an idiot.
Rob stores? Yes, very true.
Okay.
So why else would you?
Was stupid.
But as opposed to an executive decision where it's one dumb man that happened who was the 1% that got in against all odds. You're talking about a body of people.
Well, sometimes you get a tribe of dummies. Sometimes you get a tribe of stupid people.
But it seems just all too coincidental where you have laws that legalize stealing up to $1,000 worth of merchandise.
That's not in the same area. We're talking about two different areas, though.
Very
right?
true,
two
but
areas of the country.
But it's they're with the same party.
Yeah, but you know, two people can take the same topic and have vastly different interpretations of it, right? So I mean, just because
these aren't the same topic. One is talking the topic of crime,
right? So not just the topic of crime, but the topic of being overly sensitive towards, right? So you're trying to be, what is the word I'm looking for? So what is the word that I'm looking for? It's like accommodating towards, you know what I'm saying? Towards, I guess not blacks, but just like, you know, I'm not saying this correctly, so I apologize. But you're trying to get away from these stigmas around crimes and minorities and impoverished groups. So I think do you think
it's an attempt to do away with stigmas, or is it an attempt to address an issue, albeit a haphazard way of addressing it?
Thank you. I think that's more accurate. I think it's an attempt to address an issue, right? To address a disparity in legislative justice, right? And I think that they've just gone about it the wrong way, you know. And you would be surprised at how uncommon common sense actually is. You know, so it's not, you know, and I guarantee you very few of those people making those laws actually took a single political science course. Right?
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like they didn't take
Possibly.
like they didn't study, you know, really the social. What they're doing is they're going off of votes. They're going off of public opinion, you know, and they're going off of whatever the vibe of society is at that point.
Yeah.
So they don't really take the time out to study society, to study the laws
they
and
got
the impacts
teams of people
who are
staff.
but how many of those people are actually, you know what I'm saying? All those people are going after poll numbers. That's their job. Their job is no longer to benefit society. Their job is to appease society.
Which is one of the paramount issues with politics.
Yeah. But I mean, back in the day, that's not what it was. I mean, that was a huge part of it, right? But you had to do what was best for society. You had people that would study the societies of the past in order to better shape the societies of the future. They don't do that now. That's not what happens anymore.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, what is our current issue? And how can we make whoever's making the loudest noise happy?
Yeah. What's the biggest Band-Aid we could put on that thing?
Mm-hmm. So that's what I think. And I think just a bunch of stupid people got together and they were like, well, you know, let's do something great.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Quite.
Quite indubitably. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. I don't know how else to explain it, so I'll take that. You know, we got a lot of dumb people making decisions, or there's a cabal of people
eating,
conspiring to make sure that this world ends up in chaos. I mean, so, and as I alluded to on the episode before, maybe 2 episodes before, in Greek, there's on most state buildings, federal buildings for like court and stuff like that, there's Greek phrases like inscribed on the buildings themselves. One of the popular ones that is on a lot of federal buildings is, I don't know what it says in Greek or Latin, but it translates into order through chaos. Don't believe me? Look it up. You will be very surprised.
Order through chaos. That's interesting.
Order through chaos.
Yeah, I definitely want to look into
that.
A
lot of the
That's crazy.
A lot of the things that people that get cast off as like conspiracy theory are like in plain sight, like stated, like this is how we're fucking you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So look that up. I would love to see your reaction. You know, after the podcast is up. But and Blacksmiths out there, look this up. Chaos order through chaos.
Order through chaos. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would definitely look into that, and because I think it goes a little bit deeper into that. Because I think also with a lot of conspiracy theories, 9 times out of 10, it's you are taking something, and number one, out of context, or number two, you're not looking at. Well, I guess it's still taking it out of context. You're not looking at the whole picture, right? So you're looking at a tiny thing that actually means something else in a larger picture. So I mean, and that's kind of how the media plays you,
Maybe.
So
But,
I think it's looking at everything. But you might be right though.
Yeah,
You definitely might be right though.
One of my favorite sayings as of late is that, do you want to know the difference between the truth and the conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
About 5 months.
Interesting.
Conspiracy theory first, then the truth comes out, and it's like, oh, I guess it wasn't a conspiracy theory.
Well, it's more like, oh, I guess there was some truth to it. That's usually how it goes, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, I found out this. Let me show you what my inner workings of this means. And then when it actually comes out, it's like, well, it wasn't completely true, but you were on to something. Like
right.
you there was something there, but it wasn't exactly what you said it was. And it's like a game of telephone.
So I mean, sometimes it is exactly what people said.
Yeah, like the laptop.
The laptop.
The laptop is definitely that's definitely one of them. Yeah.
So just food for thought. Don't definitely. Always cast what your brother is saying off into the woods.
No, actually, because you remember there were a few things actually that you said that I cast off originally that came to light, like the pharmaceutical thing with was it Johnson & Johnson or was it Pfizer? It was Johnson & Johnson. You were telling me,
the story that we reported on about a month ago.
Right, about how they were pulling things and how,
Yeah, I wish I was wrong about that.
Yeah, me too, actually, because we spent, God, what was that, like 3 hours in the kitchen arguing?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I mean, that was like one of the origins of us coming up with the idea to have a podcast.
Yeah, that was it. That's where it all started.
Yeah.
So... Anyways, but yeah, so no, I don't think that. I think we are both very necessary. We provide a good balance, and that's dope, And that's what the Bronze Room is all about. It's about balance, people.
Absolutely, balance is essential.
It's definitely
try
essential.
standing on one foot for like a minute.
I could
see if you can do it. I'm sure we all can.
Yeah,
but we would all admit that it is difficult.
It just requires a good core.
It is difficult to maintain balance. You can get balance. But to maintain balance is difficult. And so that transfers over to life because in life we might have everything all together in one moment. But in the next moment, you introduce a variable or a circumstance. It's not so easy to keep that balance. We might lose it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's powerful.
It's good to work on balance always.
Yeah.
Balance in mind, emotion, thought, between people and priorities, work-life balance, etc. Speaking of which, one more topic that I just quickly want to interject real quick. There's a new issue going on between working from home and bosses wanting people to come back into the workplace.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk is not a proponent or an advocate of people working from home, at least if you're not in the office for at least 40 hours a month, 40 hours a week, excuse me.
That's the whole work week.
Well, some people put in like 60 or whatever. So you can do your overtime from home, but you got to put in your minimum 40 in the office. Wow. I guess there's been statistics and data coming out from companies saying that like there's less efficiency in some sectors.
Okay.
Or at least some companies specifically of work getting done or productivity happening when people are working from home. When
originally that wasn't the case. I think there was a spike in productivity.
Yeah, I mean, that's what a lot of people were saying. But, I mean, for some reason, whether it's the data or whether it's just I'm the boss and what I say goes,
Well, I know what it is.
Very arbitrary reasoning.
After a while, you realize, like, your boss is not here. And it's so easy to say, oh, I got distracted by life. Mm-hmm. When at first, it was, sometimes it's okay to say that once or twice, but life is always going to be there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so to separate yourself from that is where that efficiency comes in.
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, I see the argument on both sides. I mean, there's been a lot of boldness happening from people in the workplace standing up against what they see as nonsensical rules in terms of coming into the office. I think there was one company that, Apple. I think it was Apple that tried to come out with a 3-day work in office work week, and you get 2 days at home, and the workers kind of like stood up against it. And they're like, we're not trying to do that. Which is kind of awesome because I'm all about workers' rights and workers banding together and fighting against the man.
Why not do that though?
Why not do it?
Yeah. Why not?
People were like, shit, we got a taste of the good life, and we
work from home now.
We want to work from home. So I mean,
You're not being efficient though.
Well, I mean I think that's
what are the
to the individual.
saying?
Well, yeah, and I don't have those on me, but say there were some rock solid evidence that says that people are less proficient at home or efficient at home. It didn't seem like these workers gave a fuck. It's like,
I don't care.
yeah, we're not coming back in.
Who was it? Elon Musk doesn't give a fuck though, right? I mean, he was just letting people go.
He's letting people go.
Yeah.
I think they let off to 10% of their workforce or something like that.
And you got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a delicate balance. Speaking of balance earlier, to kind of, I guess, crack the whip, for lack of a better analogy.
Here's how I would do it. I would say, this is your quota. If you meet this quota, or you are above this quota in terms of proficiency, efficiency, you can work from home. If you are someone who cannot meet this quota, if you want to keep your job, you got to work in the office.
I think that's a fair rule.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fair.
So, and then, as soon as you hit that, if you hit that 2 consecutive quarters, if you don't hit that quota 2 consecutive quarters, you got to come into the office.
Right.
Once you hit that 2 consecutive quarters again and you're proficient, you can work back from home.
Yeah. I like that. I mean, more, as just a general snapshot of what this looks like. It looks like our generation is just becoming more spoiled.
That is
what I mean?
very accurate.
Entitled, spoiled, which is what they were saying about Gen
Z
for a long time. It's like, they when you live in an on-demand culture, and you grow up and you're raised within that culture, then that's how you're going to turn out.
But see, that's why
it only makes sense.
This is a little controversial, but see, this is why I don't want to get too much into politics. And this is why I don't really approve of some social programs.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Because some people will take advantage of that. And there are some people that really benefited from it, particularly in previous generations, But then again, now it's just like take for example the stimulus, the loan, the small business loan,
PPE.
The PPE. Man, people were being so fraudulent with that.
Yeah.
So fraudulent with that, and they were dependent on that money, and people were going out having basically, a second income or whatever off of that PPE. And that's crazy. And now no one wants to. I just read an article. There were 15,000 jobs added last month. So was it 15,000?
I thought it was 50.
Was it 50,000 jobs?
Or like 500,000.
Something like that. It's a large ass number. Yeah, it was a 5 in it.
It's probably 500,000.
And yet there's a worker shortage. You know what I'm saying? And yet people are complaining. It's like, dude, take your. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm gonna go off into a tangent.
You're behind.
You're right.
Into the unemployment line,
you know what I'm saying?
And get your ass a job.
Get your ass a job, man. And if you don't want to work for somebody, start a business. Yeah. Become an entrepreneur, but work for your food.
By first getting a fraudulent PPE loan. To start your business.
And don't incorporate yourself. Do not be that person.
And make sure you go get yourself something. Get you a Benz or something.
Right, exactly.
You gotta look the part.
Right. Man. So that's just my feeling on it. But yeah, that's my solution, Elon. If you wanna talk, we can talk, man. I got some ideas.
For real. Holla at the Bronze Room. Come on,
Yes, sir. We do
we'll get you right.
Yeah. But that being said, Chris, before we get out of here, man, hit me with your vibe of the week.
Oh, man. Vibe of the week for me, and this is on a somber note because it's such a sad series. And, it's very disgusting and A lot of negative feelings come up, but I can't get enough of it. I'm hooked.
Okay.
I'm late to the party as usual, but my
Please don't
vibe
say
of the
This
week.
Is Us.
No,
Oh,
my
okay.
vibe of the week is The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're very late.
I'm super late.
You're like, the party's gone.
Yeah, the party gone.
But arguably, that's the best time to join, though.
Which is why I do it.
Yeah. That's actually brilliant
That's why I
because
do
you're not
Not on the way.
You're not on
like
the
right in
wave.
the emotional.
You're not influenced.
investment and
Right.
influence of people of the fervor.
of the hype.
Yeah.
Yeah. So absolutely.
Yeah. But it's really good. It's really, it's a scathing review of religion and men, misogyny, I suppose.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, does not portray men in a very good light.
Very good light at all.
Which because this came out right, like 2018, 2017, something like that.
Okay.
So it makes sense, like, because it came out at this exact same time as the Me Too movement, and so it's like, oh, that's why the pussy hats were like all up in the street.
Oh,
Remember the pussy hats?
Right. Yeah.
The beanies.
Yes, I do.
During
remember
Trump's
that.
inauguration,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, whoa, this is where all this female vitriol is coming from.
Great word.
It's like it's very that I'm mad watching
Right.
this series.
Make me mad at
Like,
myself.
Right.
Yeah.
It was it's man, it's a very good show.
I haven't had a chance to see it
Very
myself.
good show.
actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
I'd
check
recommend it.
Okay.
Definitely.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's oh man.
You know, I've been looking for a new show. My lady right now, she's watching This Is Us, and you know, she's not really she's not a huge proponent of like pushing a show on somebody. You know, she really likes it herself. But I've got a lot of friends that really like that show that are talking about This Is Us. So I've been kind of trying to do that, kind of take my time, and
Yeah,
when I
check
get
it out.
to it,
You know,
I get to it.
it's,
But
you know,
but I might check that one out first, though. I might check. Out
I would say
Handmaid's
it's probably a little more intriguing or captivating because the stakes are so high
Tale. Okay.
in this show, The Handmaid's Tales.
But
Man.
I only choose one show at a time.
As you should, as
Because
most people should.
I just got
That's-
so much to, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
My
especially
life
if
is
you got
busy, man.
right. You got you only have so much bandwidth to watch something with conviction.
Because you want to be able to
really
process
invest.
it. Right.
You know, your emotion into it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I
Get
like
the full
to do
experience that way.
that. I like to invest my emotions into a show. I like to process what it's saying to me, you know what I'm saying? And then take something from it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so yeah, I may check that one out.
Yeah. I'm. That's exactly what I'm doing with The Handmaid's Tale. I'm really looking myself in the mirror and asking myself, what did I do to contribute to this fake world of forcing women to have children against their will?
Man,
What part did I play in that?
interesting. Yeah, you probably played a big
And
role.
I know I did. I'm reprimanding myself like on a nightly basis.
Don't take
right
this
after
the wrong,
watching the show.
Don't take this the wrong way, but don't give yourself that much credit.
No, I did this. Damn it!
This was all me.
I did this.
Hang me. Burn me at the stake.
Take me to jail.
Take me to jail.
Throw away the key.
Way to keep. Absolutely, yeah. So okay, that's a good. Now you might make me want to change up my vibe of the week, though.
Oh no! Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, because I wanted to end on a little lighter note, and this was not that light, but we were talking about scary movies earlier, and my vibe of the week is a scary movie called Watcher.
The Watcher or just Watcher?
I think it's called Watcher.
Okay.
It's called Watcher,
What is it about?
and it's about
The
this.
soccer.
No, it's about this couple that moves to where did they move to? Some Eastern European country. Anyway, so they moved to some Eastern European country, and they're trying to find I guess the husband had recently gotten a job there, and they move into this apartment, this gorgeous apartment that has these beautiful windows, these ginormous windows, and the young lady. Who is the protagonist in the movie? As she's enjoying this apartment and this beautiful view, she checks out and she's looking around and she sees across from her a figure that is staring at her, and it's just a silhouette. You can't really see any eyes or any features, but she has this weird feeling, and every night that figure is there, and it's about how that her relationship with this figure plays out, because you don't know if the figure is real You don't know if the figure's if it is real. You don't know if the figure is looking at her, and it's so amazing because the city itself becomes a character in the story because it's a new city. So it's such a great movie. It's so really well done, and then the ending is beautiful when you see how everything unfolds, and it's just really really well done. I don't know who the director is or the actors. I usually try to find that kind of stuff out, so I'm a little ashamed there. But if you get a chance to see it, that is it's a great watcher. It's a great one, and it's technically it's a scary movie, more of a psychological thriller. So
I like those.
I think you would
probably like those a little more.
I think you would really enjoy that, Chris. So you freaked me the hell out. Don't do that. Yo, don't do that.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, but you did, though.
I just looked at somebody walking past the window.
Oh, there was somebody that was? Okay, because you looked at the window. And the movie that I'm talking about is about somebody looking out of a window.
Somebody was literally walking past.
That was well timed. Very, very well timed. But that's how good of a movie is, because I still think about it. And I saw it like a weekend and a half ago.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, go check that movie out. Blacksmiths.
In theaters?
It is in theaters now.
Blacksmiths, check it out.
Yeah. So
let us know what you think about it on the IG page.
Yeah, hit us up. But yeah, that's my vibe of the week.
Heck yeah.
And so thank you, everybody for hitting us up for another beautiful week. We are actually going to be taking a hiatus.
Yeah, a little hiatus.
A little bit of a hiatus. So this will be our last episode for just a couple of weeks, but it is not going to waste. We are going to take this time to bring you to make sure that our content is on point and that we are bringing you the most out of this show that we can. And so we're gonna come back better. We're gonna be coming back badder. We're gonna be coming back bronzier. It's gonna be fire. So just look out for us. We're taking a little bit of a hiatus for the next 2 weeks. We'll be back in 2 weeks with hopefully what you guys will find is a much better show.
Yeah, that is the hope. So, if there's anything that you would like us to work on specifically, you know where to find us at _Bronze Room. And, get in touch with us. Let us know.
Yeah, and you can also check us out on every major platform that you can find a podcast, so like Apple Play. I think we're even on Twitch now. I think there might be, I may be speaking too soon. But yeah, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, for sure on Spotify. But yeah, check us out, hit us up, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us in another episode of The Bronze Room.